I never thought I'd hear those words from the woman I married. We were sitting in the kitchen, the tension so thick it felt like the walls could collapse. She leaned back, arms crossed, eyes filled with arrogance, and said, "At least my lover will give me the child you couldn't." My chest tightened. The woman I once loved, the one I built a life with, had chosen the most cruel dagger she could find. She wasn't just cheating, she was mocking me, taunting me with betrayal. Her lover, standing beside her like some twisted victor, smirked as if he had already replaced me. I wanted to scream, to break something, to collapse on the floor, but instead, I froze. Rage boiled inside, but my silence was louder than their arrogance. They thought I'd beg, thought I'd fight for scraps of her loyalty. But as I looked at them, I realized something. They had both already lost. I wasn't. The broken one here. They were, and my revenge would prove it. I stood up calmly. My wife expected me to argue, to plead with her, but instead I said, "If that's what you want, then you can have it. But don't expect me to be there when reality crushes you." They both blinked in confusion. Her smirk faded just slightly, his smugness cracked. I walked to the drawer, pulled out the folder with all the documents I had quietly prepared, and placed it on the table. Divorce papers. Already signed by me. My reply had begun. Her eyes widened. "You already planned this?" she stammered. I nodded, my voice cold as steel. "When I discovered your affair, I didn't waste my time crying. I prepared. You think your lover will give you happiness, but he won't give you what I gave: stability, security, and a future. You traded all that for cheap thrills. Congratulations." Her lover shifted uncomfortably now, realizing this wasn't going the way he expected. My wife's arrogance melted into panic. The next morning, she discovered the second part of my reply. I had moved every dollar from our joint accounts, canceled her access to my insurance, and left her nothing but her suitcase. My lawyer had ensured everything was airtight. Her lover might give her a child, but I made sure he'd also inherit her financial mess. They thought they were building a life together. What they really had was a ticking time bomb. My silence had become their punishment. My family and friends rallied around me when they found out the truth. Hers? They turned away in disgust. The story spread quickly, how she mocked me for being incomplete while betraying the vows she had once begged me to make. Her lover suddenly wasn't smiling anymore when people whispered behind his back. My revenge wasn't shouting, wasn't violence, it was exposure. And nothing is heavier than shame carried in public. Weeks later, she came to me, tears in her eyes. "I didn't mean what I said," she whispered. "I was angry. Please don't leave me like this." I stared at her, and all I felt was emptiness. "You told me your lover would give you what I couldn't. Then why are you here begging the man you humiliated?" Her silence was the loudest answer I'd ever heard. She knew she'd lost. Her lover? He ran the moment he realized she came, with baggage, debt, disgrace, and no safety net. The man who promised her a child vanished, leaving her with nothing but broken pride. She thought she was replacing me, upgrading her life. Instead, she fell into a pit she dug with her own hands. And every time she looked at me afterward, she saw the man who walked away stronger. I rebuilt my life without her. No more lies. No more poison in my home. My reply to her cruelty wasn't just the divorce or the financial cut. It was my happiness. I lived, laughed, and grew while she drowned in regret. She once said her lover would give her a future. My revenge was showing her that I created a future brighter than anything she could ever touch. Now, when I remember that night in the kitchen, I don't hear her cruel words anymore. I hear my own reply, the silence, the papers on the table, the calm refusal to break. That was the moment I won. She thought she could destroy me by flaunting another man. Instead, she destroyed herself with arrogance. My revenge wasn't a single act. It was everything that followed. And the look on their faces when I walked away, That silence still echoes louder than any words.